encounter. Magnus arrives and a handshake there. For Magnus, he's recovering in this tournament after 3 classical losses. He's had some wins. He beat a few players. He managed to score a win against Ali Reza, then beat Vincent Keimer in the Armageddon. So this win would then propel Magnus close to the top of the table. So very important game. Pragg and Magnus have this very interesting relationship that has been building since 2020 or 21, where Pragg, a very young talent, started playing in the Champions Chess Tour online and beat Magnus 5 times online, which was insane. And then over the years, somehow Magnus has felt a lot of positive feelings for Pragg as a player. And by the way, we have youngsters today who are going to make the first move. I always love this thing because young talents, when given an opportunity like this, it becomes super memorable for them. Pawn to e4 by the young girl, and Magnus has the smile on his face, and the opponent plays pawn to e5. Nice. Maybe this would be the opening of the game. Magnus acknowledges the kids, brings back the pawns and a handshake. Let's go. Let's start this amazing encounter. What is Magnus's first move going to be here? Ooh, Magnus gets up. It's like, let's take off the jacket because I know this is going to be a big fight. Meanwhile, Pragg keeps his jacket on. Sits down, gets his pieces in order. Magnus can play just about any move, but he goes pawn to e4. And Pragg will most likely play e5. That's the most solid move at this level. Pragg takes 30 seconds and goes e6. Wow! He plays the French defense. Let's go! A French defense is a clear sign that Pragg wants a big fight today with black. He's going to try and play for the full point. Of course, Magnus will try to put pressure on Pragg with the white pieces here against the French. d5. And now knight c3 is possible. Knight d2 is possible. Magnus goes for the advanced variation with e5. The advance has improved its stature in French defense significantly because the engines like it. c5 hitting the structure. c3 solidifying it. Okay, you bring your knight out, putting more pressure on the d4 pawn. And knight f3 is a very normal, common move. And now, by far, the most common move is queen b6. To put more pressure here, there's also bishop d7, which is played quite often. But Pragg goes knight h6. And this is not as popular in this position. Like, there must be more than 1500 games, but still, it's not as popular compared to like queen b6 or bd7. So Magnus takes 16 minutes and plays knight a3. And his point is, if you attack my pawn, I'll defend it. So, you know, all 4 knights will then be zoned in on the d4 point. Pawn takes pawn by Pragg. Now, remember, both the knights can be chopped off like this. While they do spoil the structure, on the other hand, they also give up the bishop. So you don't want to be doing it prematurely. Pawn takes pawn. And now knight f5 seems natural, but Pragg goes f6. He strikes right into the center on the head pawn there on e5. And Magnus takes on f6. I think one of the things that has worked for Pragg here is the fact that Magnus doesn't know this opening. Pragg knows it well. He's playing quickly. He has 157 on the clock, while Magnus has 123. And now bishop d3. That's a good move. Clearly, you can't take this pawn because takes, and a check, and you lose the queen. So you have to find some other way to continue. I guess bishop d6 makes sense, but he goes bishop b4 check. And blocking the check. I understand what Pragg's doing now. If you block this check, then now the queen's path to d4 is blocked. And so you can actually take on a3 and take on d4. Wow, that looks interesting. Pragg takes it. Bishop takes a3. Taken. And we are on move number 10. Pragg has only taken 8 minutes. Pawn takes while Magnus has taken 54 minutes. And now knight takes d4. Makes a lot of sense because there are 2 bishops in the path. He takes it. And Magnus must take it back. Queen a4 check is met with knight c6. So that doesn't work. So he takes. And now queen takes d4. You can see Praggnanandhaa being so confident, moving after every move, getting up from his chair. Queen takes d4, attacking the bishop, keeping an eye on the rook. And a natural question to ask is, what about bishop h6? Because if you take g h6, there's bishop b5 check and you lose the queen. So a very important intermediate move is check, right? Because now if you come back, I pick up your bishop on d3. So king goes to f1. And Magnus is a pawn down here. Pragg takes it back, but he's hoping that the fact that his bishop is well placed and his rook is able to enter in is going to give him something. So Magnus at 56 minutes, Pragg at 1 hour 50 minutes. But Pragg now goes into a long think and plays queen e5 after 41 minutes of thought. I agree that queen a3 was possible, but that was a very long thing. And now what Magnus wants to do is go king g2, rook e1, get his pieces into the game. Pragg finishes his development. He goes bishop d7. And he may want to castle here, keep his king in the center. King goes to g2. And now simply short castle is a very natural and good move. So black still a pawn up. I don't know how to sort of assess these two double pawns on the side of the board. Very unique structure, I must say. Rook e1. He gets the rook in, attacks the queen. The queen can drop back and attack the f2 pawn. But Pragg goes queen g7. He's eyeing the king here. And maybe Magnus can enter in to the 7th rank with rook to c7. He's thinking and he goes for it. Rook c7 played. And now there's a pin here. You may threaten bishop b5. You're also maybe threatening rook e6, bishop e6, rook g7. So rook f7 played. And now taking this pawn is absolutely possible. Rook takes b7. But Magnus goes pawn to f4 first. Okay, a question here is if rook takes f4 works. No, rook d7, queen takes, and then I take the rook. So rook a f8 played, doubling the rooks on the f file. And what is amazing is to see that he goes king h1. Pragg has 52 minutes. Magnus down to 19 minutes. Magnus looks unsure at this point. Bishop e8, offering a trade of rooks. And Magnus takes it. Rook takes f7. Okay, the e6 pawn is a bit weak. So bishop takes f7 taken. And maybe you can go now with your queen to c2. He wants to enter on c7 maybe. Keep an eye on the h7 pawn as well. Bishop to h5. Pragg is entering in. He wants to give a check. Then if king g1, queen d4 check. So you can take on e6, but he first goes king g2. Oh, but doesn't this allow rook takes f4? Not so sure. Now Pragg's time to think. Magnus down to 5 minutes. Pragg in 3 minutes takes it. I think somehow Pragg is playing this very confidently. You know, he's making his moves quick. Rook f8 and queen takes e6 check taken. King h8. You can't take on d5. Bishop f3 ends the game. So he plays rook f1. He offers a trade of rooks. Okay, queen b2 check. There's king h3. So he takes on f1. Bishop takes f1, a good move. And while black has this very strong passer, the kings are weak. Bishop f7 played. Pragg, very smart, wants to put his bishop back here to g8. He blocks it. 19 minutes for Pragg, 4 minutes for Magnus Carlsen. He needs to quickly move. Queen b8. Okay, should we go a6 here to save the pawn? Well, Pragg enters with a check. King goes to h3. And that's already a step in the wrong direction. King g1 would have kept the balance. But now the king is a little bit weirdly positioned here. And king g7 is a nice move for Pragg. And he finds it. Beautiful chess. If queen takes a7, then already d4 or bishop e6, very dangerous. So queen c7 check played, and now bishop to f7. This queen is doing an incredible job of protecting the pawn and stopping any checks. Bishop d3 played by Magnus. And now Pragg can actually push pawn to h5. He goes queen b6. He offers a trade. Trading is a lost endgame for white. So queen e5 check. And you block it. Queen takes queen f6 played. And queen to c7. He goes back. He's keeping the pin. He's attacking b7. b6 played by Pragg. Maybe better was some move like queen f3. Eyeing the bishop would have been quite intense for Magnus with just 1 minute 41 seconds. We are on move 35. After move 40, you get 10-second increment. a4 by Magnus. Nice move. h5 by Pragg. a5. What a move. Magnus creating his chances. Queen e6 check. King has to come back. And now queen e3. He attacks the bishop. Do we take a b6? He takes it, because if you take the bishop, queen e5 check and you're winning with b7, b8. Okay. Pragg takes it with 3 minutes on his clock. Magnus down to 20 seconds. Last move before you start getting 10-second increment. Bishop c2 he plays. Defending here. It's such a tough position. h6. So that no bishop h7 and these tricks. By the way, could he have taken here bishop h7? It was possible. It was possible. He goes h4. And now Pragg pushes b5. Both players playing now this like a rapid 10-second increment. Bishop b3. Eyeing this pawn, queen check. And Magnus plays king f2. And Pragg pushes the pawn further, b4. He brings his queen up. I don't know how Pragg is going to make progress here. It's difficult to mate. And meanwhile, if his queen starts running somewhere, white queen starts to give checks. So it's not so simple. How you're going to win, how you're going to make progress. Maybe king f3. He goes king d3 first. Now bishop g6 check. Whoa, why are you allowing the bishop to come in? King e3 check. And now very important move. Don't go to f4. King e2 must. So that if check, king d1, and the king is safe. But he blunders. He goes king f4. And look at Pragg there. He spots it. He sees his chance. And Magnus has lost this. Pragg has 20 seconds to find the mate. Oh my god. Pragg is like a hawk right now. His eyes are wide open. He can't believe that Magnus has just made a huge blunder that goes into mate in 7. Check, king f3. And now queen d3 check. Beautiful move. If king f4, queen e4 is a mate. So you have to come down. And now check, because if king f3, bishop e4 is a mate. And he resigns the game because king going back is a mate. King f1, there's bishop d3 check. King g1, there's queen e1. King h2, queen f2, and then a light square check. And the king is mated. Magnus Carlsen has just lost the game. And maybe a historical win for Pragg because he's beaten Magnus twice in a classical tournament. Wonder when was the last time that happened. Wow. What a win for Pragg. And with this, he moves up the leaderboard. 12 points to him. 13 to Firuza. 14 to Wesley. So Pragg has a chance to win this. Meanwhile, one can say that Magnus was very close to a draw, but the pressure that Pragg put on him from the opening, then putting him under time pressure, made it amazing. And let's hear this little boy and Pragg conversation where, Pragg gives him some advice at the end of the game.
So can you give me few advice to win?
Yeah, just play a lot of games and solve a lot of tactics.
In chess.com.